Beautiful job.
Yeah, nice dig.
Don't fly through your dust cloud, though. Okay, I think you passed 338.
Yep.
Nicely done.
Is that a glass bottle? Yeah.
That's not the first glass bottle we've seen, right? I feel like I saw one earlier.
Yeah, I think there's been.
There was one earlier.
I've seen a number of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this will
And
be
gate, you could just barely
slightly
see.
upslope.
Roger. Roger on the upslope.
Copy. You guys good to move? Or wait till he gets ahead of it.
I think we're ahead.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Bridge nav. Step 100 meters, 338, speed 0.3. Thank you.
As we get moving, about how far away are we from the next waypoint?
We are about 300 meters, 325 meters from AJ, and we're heading there slightly off, and then just to go upslope a bit better.
Yeah.
So it'll be about 350 meters of travel, I think.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
All right, so we can't talk to the studio, can we? It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, sudden voice in her ear.
Yeah.
She doesn't know she's up there because she's not looking at it.
I'm not sure. I think she must have noticed it. We just have Sam up in one of our monitors, so.
And
I think she, yeah, it's in the background of the shot. And there she goes.
She just took her headset off. See if she figures it out when she turns around.
It's never ending.
Yeah.
Yep.
Almost.
Ah.
Not phased in the least. Professional.
There she is.
Lizzie, while you were away, we had a question from one of the pilots about if anyone knew anything about the history of Anacapa Island.
The history. of Anacapa? Geologically, or the people who've settled it and claimed it as their own, and the transition between hands between people over the time before it became a park, or?
I was interested in, or zoomed in there on, there's a lighthouse on the end with the arch. I was kind of interested about the, you know, who built the lighthouse and if it was manned and if the island was ever populated. And
yeah, so I've read, actually, my very first time on the Nautilus was when I was a Sea Grant Fellow at Channel Island Sanctuary. In my first handful of months, the Nautilus was in the sanctuary. It wasn't, I think they were doing the paleo shoreline work. We were doing some kind of shallow stuff with some sea caves, and y'all had invited a sanctuary representative, and so I eventually got to go. I think I spent 5 days with you. And while I was on the Nautilus for my very first time, I had picked up a book that was available. Oh, that looks like another plastic bag there on the screen. That was actually about the history of the Channel Islands, from the natives all the way passing up through how it became a national park. And it's pretty interesting. Anacapa specifically, there were settlers on it and people who claimed it as their own. And they, at some point, someone was trying to raise chickens on Anacapa, but they kept getting blown off the island and into the ocean by really strong winds.
Oh no.
Which is so sad.
Flying chicken.
And so they no longer have chickens, and you know, and people planted a few things, and it was a really hard way of living. There's no fresh water. These are essentially desert islands, and I would actually recommend, if you could find that book. I don't remember what it was called, but it's in I forget what that room is called, but where the TV is, and you can pick up the phone and call SBL and watch the screen there.
In the lounge up there.
in the lounge.
Library.
The lounge.
Library, yeah.
Yes.
Taylor
There
Ann,
was a
can
book
you
I
see
picked
all
up
right,
from
or
the
do you need
lounge.
you probably need the big herc up there, right?
I'm looking at this little drawing screen we have back here
Okay.
currently, so it's okay.
Okay, yeah, just let us know when you want that back.
Yeah, good thought, Rennie. Thanks. And Taylor, and just shout if you need it up there.
Tom has chimed in that you can camp on it now.
And if anybody wants to see our view of South Anacapa, you can take a look at the satellite feed 3. See a really cool rock formation there. It's turned into an arch.
Ooh, it's a two-born?
Yeah, it looked like something like that. It's fan out. There's a line. Come up a little bit. Yeah.
That's the phone line to Anacapa Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's their internet, so don't snap it.
Yeah, so there were definitely people on Anacapa Island, and it changed hands a number of times, from people trying to farm and raise farm animals out there, and they introduced rats and feral cats and even rabbits. And another brief anecdote that I really enjoyed about Anacapa in particular, although it is kind of sad, rabbits were introduced and destroyed a lot of the native vegetation there. And they could not figure out how to exterminate them, and the only way they were able to do so was they loaded up a plane with carrots that had been poisoned, and they just dropped all of the carrots onto the island for the rabbits to eat.
What?
That just sounds like just a harebrained cartoon idea. I know what we'll do. We'll poison some carrots and put it on the island.
Let's just poison some carrots. And the park is doing a lot of work now, the restoration activities for the native plants that, you know, the rabbits and I think there were some feral pigs on some other islands that they're trying to restore. And same with the native foxes, because there were feral cats,
which was the island with the foxes? Is that one of them in particular, or?
No, I believe they're on San Miguel, Santa Rosa, and Santa Cruz. I'm assuming Anacapa as well, but I always wonder because it's so small. I'm
Right.
not 100% sure about Anacapa.
Seems pretty rocky and small. I don't know what kind of.
Yeah, and if the chickens got blown off, the island foxes are very petite. I can imagine that happening to them too. And there are research stations on some of these islands as well. So the lighthouse, and there might be some other, the research station up there for visiting researchers and the park ranger.
Got some rocky features coming up in Herc sonar that we're headed towards.
Yay!
Oh yes, and Tom Leidig is also saying that there are foxes on Catalina Island as well. Yeah, the islands can be pretty hostile in terms of weather. We get the Santa Ana winds that are really strong, come here, really hot, come from the
warm winds,
yeah, that blow offshore. Hot, dry, not a lot of fresh water, not a lot of rain here in Southern California.
If you come
So
up
it's amazing
just
to me
a
that
bit,
so long ago.
My favorite Channel Islands fact is that it actually was home to an endemic species of pygmy mammoth.
Oh yeah.
Like right around here.
Didn't Nautilus find a tusk near Santa Barbara Island? I think they're the ones that discovered like a tusk.
They found something that they think was a tusk. I don't know if it was ever confirmed.
I believe it is unconfirmed, but yes, I was on that cruise when we found it. Sticking right near a microbial mat. Saw it down in the wet lab. It's pretty cool. Pretty tusk-like. I don't know if, I think it was ruled out it was not a scaphoid because it was quite large, but I don't know if it was a horn or a tusk, if they've ever confirmed.
Do you remember what year that was, Rennie?
I think it was 2017.
Yeah.
Because we took an eDNA sample right next to it, so I've watched a lot of the video of
comes here a rock.
Yeah.
Just to your right.
Bridge nav. Add one more step, 100 meters, 338. Thank you.
We're not on transect right now, right?
No, we're not currently on transect.
It's interesting that shadow's less pronounced at 3 meters than it is 2 meters. Wonder what's up with that.
Yeah.
Well, think about the geometry for a second. Is the camera tilted down further than normal?
It might be a little bit. Is that better?
So, well,
depends on
it's up to you. But
depends on whether it's flat or uphill or downhill.
Can we zoom in on a
I
little
try
of
and
the shell
tweak
patch
it so
we're
it's
seeing in the sediment?
got minimal black on the top or bottom.
yeah, you said you wanted to zoom on the shells?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to hold position here? I think we're going to be heading towards that.
Move away from this rock I'm above.
Bridge now.
Yeah, you should be all right there. Just gently set it down.
Hold position.
Turn your auto head off before you stick it in the mud.
What's the thing we're after here?
Just any
Shells?
of the shell. It looks,
Yeah, so before you actually land, pick one with the laser.
These are all dead corals.
Oh,
Are those cup corals?
We definitely
Yeah,
want
this
to
is-
collect some of these skeletons.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is desmophyllum skeletons.
Do you want me to back off there, Dan?
I think so, yeah.
Roger.
This probably also means we have a big cliff right above us. That is where all these are raining down from.
We do have a cliff right above us in our sonar.
Yeah.
So 150. Bridge now.
Do you want to zoom on these,
15
Yeah,
meters,
we get a
bearing
zoom on that,
150.
Steve?
Thank you.
Cup coral for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, those are great.
If you rock back instead of tilt down now, with your black rocker button. Yeah,
This guy?
try it. No, this. We go like this. Watch the screen.
Oh, okay.
That's full zoom.
I think that's good for me. Lizzie, we want to collect a couple of these skeletons?
Yeah, Meredith, how delicate are these? Would you suggest the manipulator or the
Yeah,
flirt?
I've picked them up with a manipulator before.
Yep, they're pretty
Yeah,
hard.
so, okay, good. We have a researcher at the University of Washington who's who's kind of recreating the local climatology and oceanography of hard skeleton corals, specifically cup corals, within the Channel Islands, and she would like probably around 10 individuals.
10?
She just wants the skeletons. Yeah, they kind of subsample each of the skeletons here, and because we're not in a reserve and these are dead, I would like to get her 10 if it's possible. And these can all go in the same box because they will be, they're essentially one sample, multiple individuals of the same sample.
Is there any closer
And
to
we
the
can,
vehicle there, Jake?
Yeah. Can tilt down.
she's flexible. Yeah. If it takes forever to get 5, we can stop there. But if it's fairly
no way. 10.
easy.
10's it. Yeah, zoom in on something closer in there. Here, how about 10. How about these two right here?
All
Zoom
right.
in on those guys.
Want to zoom, Steve?
Oh, sorry, coming in.
Yeah, tight zoom. Yeah, that's good.
I was just thinking with 10 samples, have we ever got both manipulators going at once?
Do you say, where are you going to want these, Taylor Ann?
Yeah, so you can put them, do you think they'll all fit in a starboard bio box, right? If we put all 10 of them in one of those?
I would think so.
But it'll take like forever to get them all
yeah.
around there. Be quicker to put them in the front with your with the urchins. And I can put them in wherever you want.
Yeah, wherever you want. You can put them in with the urchins. That's in box B. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a pretty fragile grab on them, so if I had my preference, I would put them in the front. That's mostly for time, and like we'll have can't grab them too hard because I don't know, they'll crush. So if I was swinging all the way around, I'm likely to drop it. Seem pretty tough though.
They're pretty tough.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, I can go whatever box you guys.
Yeah, are you okay with putting those in with the urchins in forward bio box B?
Yeah, that'd be super easy.
Do we need any zooms on them before they go in?
Yeah, do it. You can do a zoom there.
I don't think we need to do a zoom on all of them, but if you want to do some for the sake of
so do the dual one there. I need to do an adjustment here in the manip anyways. So.
Got a little ophiuroid along for the ride there.
Oh, and these might, if it stays, if they have like compacted sediment in them, we can freeze the sediment inside for USGS because they would like superficial sediments for stable isotope analyses. But there's also a good chance this could be washed away upon ascent, so just something to consider.
Should be all right in the bio box. It's closed. Okay.
Yeah, so then nothing will be wasted. That's awesome.
Let's see. Yeah, you can porch right out. Might as well leave it out.
Okay.
I always love when there's urchins in a bio box and you can see that they're running around in the bio box.
Yeah, they're trying to escape, huh?
They do try and
They're gonna
escape.
run for it.
Crawl right up the sides. All right, you want to zoom in?
That one right below the lasers looks good.
I'm not. You can leave them on.
What's the sample number on this one?
05151.
Gotcha, thank you.
Moved a little fast for sediment on that one. Okay, pick another one.
Nice.
You zoom, I'll collect.
This guy? It's all.
That one's kind of.
It doesn't matter. She's just doing it for the skeletons
Really?
with the isotope. So
Okay.
yeah, any piece.
Yeah.
Well, that one's pretty friable.
Whatever.
Zoom out a bit.
The one
Sure.
above it, maybe?
Climate
Reach
analysis.
that one?
How about down to the left?
Okay.
Some big ones there.
You're so kind.
Zoom in there. Oh, too friable. Okay. Next victim.
Luckily, there's quite a few.
Yeah.
Like, we're just in a giant shell hash pile right now. So.
Oh, which is only making me so excited to see
guy
what's
above the
above
lasers?
us on this cliff wall.
Sure.
Zoom, Steve? It's kind of small. I don't know.
That one up by the sea urchin. That's good there. Can't reach that far.
All right, might have to
Just
move a
Zoom
little bit.
out, zoom out, Steve.
Maybe jump over to.
Yeah, let's look
Over there.
over to the right here a little. If you land with the sea urchin and bubble cam, that'd be great.
Okay.
Go for the next sea urchin up.
Bridge nav.
Jake, did you copy?
Yep, copy. Sorry.
No, next sea urchin.
Oh, next, sorry. See you.
10 meters, 338. Thank you.
The mother load. Yeah, put the sea urchin just under your porch.
Seems like the temperature probe's moving around a little bit.
Forward a little more. Forward, forward. That's good. All right, go zoom on that one in the dust there. You can push the camera forward a little. I need to see the minute for a second though, I'm lost. Thanks. You, okay. Zoom on those guys, see if we can get another twofer.
That might
These
even
are a
be a
nice
threefer.
size. It's cool. I feel like I see a lot of times these desmophyllum as just singular cups.
Right.
They can grow kind of linked together occasionally. They usually are solitary, but you do find them in this form somewhat, which I think is what has led to some of the controversy of are they actually related to Lophelia or not.
Got it.
Go for the one right under the lasers there.
For anyone following along at home, Lophelia is another form of stony coral that we also find in this area of California.
Oh, cracked him.
But it also is
That's
found.
okay. We'll take it.
Yeah. Sorry, I got it. They're definitely
Nope,
friable.
we'll take it. That's totally fine.
Is
That's
that
crumbs.
Perfect.
four we have right now?
I don't know. Let's count.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's 4.
Okay. There's one down and to the right there. Yeah, zoom in a bit there, Steve.
That's as far right as I can go.
See what we got. That's good.
For those of you just joining us, we are in the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary, just south of Anacapa Island. And we're doing a collection of some coral skeletons for researchers in the University of Washington who are analyzing the skeletons of corals to recreate or reconstruct past oceanographic climatologies. So what were the water properties like when these corals were growing, to better understand
5.
how acidic the ocean was.
Maybe these ones above the lasers?
Sure. Can you tell how old they are, the skeletons?
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna guess they can. Yeah.
They'll be able to age them with isotopes.
And this particular researcher was looking for 3 kind of cup corals to do this work, and Desmophyllum dianthus, which is, I'm pretty sure what we're collecting now, is one of them.
Yep, these are Desmophyllum dianthus skeletons.
Wonderful.
They are
6.
happily one of the stony coral species in the deep ocean that is very distinctive and easy to identify. Once you get into the Caryophyllae, they get really fiddly, and you have to do things like count the number of rays in their opening. But Desmophyllum always grows in these beautiful, like really big, bulky ovals.
Yeah, the other corals that we're looking for is, I think, the genus you just said, Meredith, as well as orange cup corals, which will be a bit shallower.
Mm-hmm. Yep, those are Balanophilia.
Is that one? I can't tell.
All right, there's a couple.
And as Meredith was just saying, and there's been some chatter in the science chat about this, because we're seeing these dead skeletons kind of littered among the seafloor right now, we are anticipating a kind of cliffside just forward and above us that has live specimen of these species that we're very much looking forward to looking at once we're finished with this collection here. As they age or as they polyp and get heavier if there's multiple cups attached. You know, do they? What's the wording for that, Meredith? Do they bud from one another?
I don't know if I would say it's bud or whether just a larval one settles on the skeleton of a living one. It's possible they bud, but I don't know if we've actually determined that that's a reproductive strategy of theirs. So when you're talking about coral reproduction, they have two strategies. They can either, well, they have a bunch of strategies, but one that they can bud polyps or new individuals off, and then they can also broadcast spawn.
Smashed him.
But I'm not sure if Desmo buds or not. I know you do find these skeletons occasionally.
Yeah.
Sorry, that one's gonna go to pieces.
Nope, that's quite all right. I say one more and then we'll call it good.
Roger. See if we can do another twofer to make up for it.
Yeah, especially if Meredith.
Where are we looking?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't see from. You gotta zoom in. There's one to the left there.
Over here?
Yeah, I can reach that guy there. I don't know if I can.
Oh, down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so especially if what Meredith was saying is true in terms of their forms of reproduction, if a larvae is settling on a skeleton that's already an adult skeleton of this one of these coral, then we'll have multiple individuals versus like perhaps cloning if they're the same genetically, which also means they probably grew at the same time. But having multiples of this kind of skeleton just gives them a bigger sample size to better assess what the chemical properties of the water was like that they grew in at this particular site. Oh, that looks like a big one.
Yeah, it's an old one there. It's buried. Careful, rabbit.
Little hermit crab.
Oh.
Quick.
These jaws have a bit of a mind of their own. There's a definite lag from the time you tell them to stop moving from the time they actually stop moving.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. No, you guys did great. And plenty of mud for you, SGS.
Oh.
Oh,
Sidestep.
that's unfortunate. So the last sample went into the left box there. I don't know if you want one more or you're all right.
Nope, that's great.
Yep. I don't think we're going to collect more skeletons on this dive, so we'll just note that it's there's one escapee in the wrong box.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries.
See the
Yeah.
temp probe's gonna cut up there.
Can you zoom in there? I can't quite see what's going on. I gotta do some housekeeping here. Sure why we have this temp probe out. Not gonna need it on this dive. Unless we run across some vent action.
I knew waypoint AJ was going to be exciting.
What's the soil temperature? Might as well get it. We got it in there.
There's temp probe. 4.5 degrees.
Is that different than
No, it's the same. It looks
the same.
All right, you'll have to put the porch back out to put this thing on his magnet.
What am I doing?
Or not. Yeah, you do. I can have to do it in bubble. Tempted to.
Come out still?
Yes, please. A little more. Actually, pull the box back, would you? All the way home.
That works.
We're not using it, so it doesn't need to be in the line of fire. Okay, how do you feel about your first cliff?
Yeah,
So excited.
I did a cliff last year, but that was, that was a long time ago. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get your cameras where they're happy before you lift off.
Okay.
Which is going to be...
I just increased my altitude, right? And or I just...
Tilt your camera up a little more. Oh, and that's too much. Down a little. And then... It is proportional. And then slide it all the way out if it's not. Alright. Yeah, if you click off that all those autos and just let it float up, see what you get.
All right.
Well, thank you very much for those collections expertly and delicately.
This sonar here is 5-meter divisions, so
yeah.
you'll like
Thank you for the opportunity to collect.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Very enjoyable.
I'll hold off on moving the ship till we know what we're interested in here.
Copy.
Yeah, I think this will be worth spending some time to take a look around.
Sure.
So if you stay about 5 meters from the wall, you won't blow it out too much.
Okay.
Oh, porch light, sorry. Maybe tilt down just a little with your camera and get some better light. A little more. That's good. If you want, you can get a little closer just till the can't quite see from there. Yeah, beauty. So we're starting to look over the top of it here at about 6 meters of altitude. At least the sheer part there.
Yeah.
Looks like down and to your left is where it was kind of sheer.
Yeah, before we go over it too much, can we, depending on how we feel about this, kind of follow it left, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
To look for that face that might hopefully have some of those live corals.
Roger, looking for the corals.
Looks like there might be more dead ones here that can't tell.
Yeah, if there's more dead ones here, there may be more cliff further up above us, but I don't know if maybe you're just seeing like a ledge, but.
Yeah, if you see more relief, feel free to follow that.
So just kind of strafe left to right, kind of along this.
You can come up for a minute, see what the sonar says.
Okay.
It looked like it was kind of flattening off there, but it's hard to say. Could it?
Steve, you could send them the sonars on channel 3 if you want.
Sure.
It looks, we're seeing
more cliff, more vertical.
That's what you want. Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Get just a little closer.
Yep.
Maybe a meter closer. I'll come up with
Is
you
that
here.
Paragorgia?
Yeah, yep, that looks like a little Paragorgia.
Maybe a black coral next to it.
And a black coral next
Oh
to it.
yeah.
Kind of blended in. And there's another Paragorgia off to on the left-hand side of the screen
Is that the red one?
as well.
Mm.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
If you want,
Can we
Randy,
zoom
you
in
could.
on that white?
Bump forward towards you.
Yeah, 10 meters.
Roger, what's your...
So keep coming up.
338, 10 meters.
She wants to see
what you're
the white guy.
Down to
Yeah,
the
the
right.
white.
Yeah.
Yep.
might that be on the collections list?
That's what I'm
That's a
trying
good,
to find out.
that's a good distance from the wall there.
Okay.
About 2.5 meters. If you get closer, you'll lose the light. But if you tilt up just a little now, you'll get the optimum light for that distance.
You want to zoom on it,
Yeah,
think
can
they
we
do.
zoom on it?
Steve?
That's probably a good zoom level for him to keep it in the picture. He's free flying there.
That looks like what we would usually call Stephen Cairnsey, but I think that's supposed to be further north. But we have
wide.
just generic Paragorgia on the collection list.
You want to collect the white guy? Is that what you're saying?
If we could collect a small piece of the white one, it is on our collection list because we're trying to clarify the taxonomy of this group on the West Coast.
Yeah, I certainly can.
Okay, so how do we set down on the
Yeah,
cliff face?
why don't you let me trade, because it'll be
Alright,
easier for
yeah.
me to land and collect.
So should I go auto XY right now?
No, just let go of it.
All right.
Basically, I have no idea how I want to land. I just kind of, can you zoom out, Steve, please? I figure it out when I get there, so it'll be hard for me to tell you.
Oh, Tom says Stephen Cairnsey was ID'd in 2010, but from this area, so it does occur down here.
In general, I land on the left of the vehicle, but it will depend on whether the bumper bar hits first or the Mongo or the porch, or so kind of ease in slowly at a angle to give enough room to work the manipulator, but then it also depends on the current, on how I get the vehicle to hold still. So
Anyone know who knows their geology? What these rock formations look like?
It looks like basalt, but it's hard to tell if that's just a
no, I'm
manganese
kind of
crust
using
over
bubble
the
to.
top.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I guess I also judge by the lights too. So are you zoomed down all the way, Steve?
Yep.
Roger.
Minus the touch in past the equipment.
So it's touching somewhere now. So now you just, yeah, you gotta kind of balance it, so. I'll stick lock it eventually. Sometimes I use auto heading, but I try not to on the cliff, because if you push with a manip, or if it gets some current or pull from Argus, one of the laterals will reverse and it will destroy what kill the viz. Depends on the cliff too, on how dusty it is. Just kind of nudged in there basically. Should be able to zoom right in there now, Steve. Are you guys wanting to see the base of it, or the middle, or branches, or?
Just any part of it, just kind of see the polyp structure up close.
Sorry, say again?
I said this is just fine. I just wanted to get a nice look at the polyp calyces.
All right.
That's the little pink dots we're looking at here.
That's full zoom.
That's great, thanks.
I can zoom out just a bit to show us the. Yeah, that's awesome, thanks. Where's the victim from there? There he is. So
I'm not sure how easy it'll be to get a piece if we don't have the cutters.
This will pretty easily. It doesn't
Oh,
have
good.
a
Okay.
solid skeletal core the way others do. It's actually it's nice and crisp and friable.
how big a
Oh,
piece
good.
do you want?
Okay.
5 centimeters, 10 centimeters?
Just one little like 5-10 centimeters. It doesn't have to be a big piece. It's just for taxonomic clarification and genetics. Just enough to look at some sclerites and get some DNA material.
That little nub that's sticking out on the far right, I think we'll probably go for that one.
That should work.
Yep.
Steve, you want to zoom in just a bit more for us? Yeah, perfect, thanks. Is that enough there, is it?
Yep, that would be plenty. There it goes.
Where's this going?
Do we have anything in A yet?
No, just a little piece of the coral that fell on there, the skeleton. So I'm not sure. Is that okay to mix with this coral, or should we not?
I mean, in the starboard box. You can zoom in there a little bit, Steve, if you want.
Yeah, we
Turn
have
the porch light on.
starboard box. B and D are open.
B and D.
Yes.
That's good, Steve. Maybe out just a little bit. Can you do the salvo and show me the correct cameras? And then, see, that's right. We put that sponge in A, right?
Yes, I think the sponge went in A.
Yeah.
Let's, how hard are those verts are hardly working.
So box B would be fine.
There's something in B?
No, there's something in A and C. but by
So
a box
B,
or starboard box B is fine.
okay. Okay, open her up.
Opening.
Biddy, coral, and B. Hope it sinks.
It should. These usually aren't very floaty.
Yes, Tom. Tom's chatting on the science chat with us and asking if the ROVs have to be on deck at 8 p.m. and
Okay,
that
can
is
close
correct.
it. Thank you.
And that was sample number 52052.
Copy.
All right.
I like that there's a sponge growing on that black coral skeleton.
Hmm. Just want to continue along this cliff face and see what we got, or
Yeah, I think let's continue exploring this feature
okay.
and see how far it goes.
Okay, Steve, you want to zoom out for us?
What do you guys think? Should we look laterally or should we continue up the cliff face?
Well, we got some tether. We can go lateral without having to move around too much and see what we have in our current extent. And then it's up to you if you want to continue along laterally or if we want to go up. Sometimes there's another step. Got another vertical face. Other times it's just, this is it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, why don't we just pan around for a second and see what there is to see?
Sure.
How far have we come since the end of the last transect?
Double check that. About 125 meters.
You can leave, Argus is good there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to come around here and look left and right and see what we see.
Sponge growing on an old coral skeleton,
Nice.
it looks like.
Have we ever done a lateral transect?
Yep.
Yeah,
Should we try that?
we can do that.
It looks like it kind of, it's more of a peninsula than a lateral cliff, judging by our sonar here.
Yeah, the bathy matches that too. It's just kind of a, I don't know how far we're gonna.
I can,
Okay,
if you wanted to do a transect, probably if I come all the way to the left and see what happens, then we could come back to the right without moving, moving the ship. Just get an idea what it does here.
Sure.
I'm thinking that it fades out here in another 10 meters or so, but I could be completely wrong. The sonar will tell me in a minute. And you could kind of see in Argus what's going on there.
Oh yeah, so for any of the viewers joining us, if you're curious, there are two ROVs in this system. They're in tandem. So Herc is the main ROV feed that you're seeing and that we're using to explore and collect corals. But there's another ROV named Argus who is tethered to Herc. I think 30 meters
Yeah, correct. 35 meters.
of line, 35. So slightly above and behind, and you can see the Argus cam when you go to the quad view, or you can just look at the Argus cam. You have multiple screens to choose from. And it's a great view of Herc as it's exploring these clip faces, and it also helps us with safety, especially with respect to line floating in the water or, you know, lost fishing gear and that kind of thing. So it really just gives them a better sense of the context of the environment they're in, and they can choose how to move and navigate safely. Thanks a lot to Argus.
Seem to have got Herc into a little hole here.
Yeah.
So the feature seems to go on, as far as I can see, in that direction at least.
So interesting. I wonder where all those desmophyllum came from.
Sorry, I missed
Do we
that.
want to set up and? Oh, she was
I
just
was just
wondering
saying-
where all the desmophyllum came from.
Yeah, I
Where
don't
did they
think
come
we
from?
ended up going fully up that slope yet. It could be at the
No.
top of that cliff.
We did not.
Oh, we got a big Christmas tree coral right to the left of the lasers.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
some in the
Cool.
distance as well.
Okay, let's keep going this direction.
Do we want to set up and do a transect while we're doing it?
Yeah, I think that would be great if we could try to do that.
Okay, this direction is west away from AJ. So if we start a transect in this, we can, we'll just to let you know, we will be moving.
Well, if we go the other way, is that the right?
Yeah,
way?
we could start here and go go back east, if you like.
That'd be 200 meters.
We start one though, and we see
can go
anything.
a little bit further, and then lots of potential sponge collection.
So it's kind of turning to the south there.
Yeah. A lobe.
Yep. It's a lobe to the south. So just peek around the corner here.
You're about at the end of your leash. I think you're tugging me right now.
Yeah, I am. So we've come, what, 30 meters from where we started?
Yeah, something like that.
Tom says he would recommend just going whichever way has 200 meters.
Yeah, that's, we don't know yet.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
Well, let's try, I'll come up a different altitude and let's try here and I'll move the other way, see what happens.
Okay. I'll wait for you to get in front of and then towards the right of Argus, and then I'll move a bit.
Well, I'll come to back to the right now.
Yeah.
So we start here.
Yep.
Okay, water depth 384. You can see just the edge of it where it goes around the corner there. So I'll start here and move to the right.
Okay, Taylor Ann, we'll call this the beginning.
All right. That is transect number 5B.
Roger.